Senator Cornyn.
Welcome, General, and congratulations on your nomination. And I appreciate the ability to talk to you, although because of weather concerns, it was on the phone. But you obviously have a lengthy record of distinguished service to our nation, and I look forward to supporting your nomination. In your current capacity as Deputy Commander of Indo-Pacific, do you occasionally have to talk to a lawyer, or maybe more than one lawyer?
Senator, there is a very talented legal team at U.S. Indo-Pacific.
Yeah, it seems like a blessing or a curse, as speaking as a recovering lawyer myself. But it seems like you can't make a move without consulting legal authorities. And so, do you happen to know how many lawyers are at NSA Cybercom?
Senator, I don't know that.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch, and they're very talented.
I would guess there is, and I would expect that they would be.
Will you be consulting with them on issues like, let's say, 702, Section 702 FISA?
Senator, I would expect to consult with the legal experts at both Cybercom and NSA on a whole host of issues to ensure, again, the execution of that mission set is done within the authorities consistently, and that we're never outside the bounds of that.
I have no doubt about that. The Judiciary Committee also has jurisdiction over the 702 issue, but I, like others, believe that it's absolutely essential authority. But there's a phenomenon in Washington, D.C. where certain narratives take root which have no basis in fact. And I just want to clarify a few things. First of all, one of the reasons why 702 had come under suspicion is because of its abuse in the case of Carter Page, but that was a Title I of 702, which is targeting an American citizen, in this case an alleged agent of a foreign power. That law is not subject to any reauthorization. It doesn't expire. But just in terms of 702 Title VII, which is what we're talking about, I know there's a line of questioning by one of the panel talking about targeting U.S. persons. You can't target a U.S. person without a warrant, and that's under Title I, not under Section 702. But you understand that 702 Title VII addresses only foreigners abroad. Is that your understanding? It's a foreign intelligence surveillance.
Senator, that's my understanding, that 702 is focused on foreign intelligence against non-U.S. persons outside the United States.
And it's an invaluable resource, correct?
In my experience, it is, Senator.
And I'm sure you, like all of us, are very attuned to the balance between national security demands and privacy of American citizens. But in this case, this is focused solely on people overseas. And so there is no targeting of American citizens, of course, unless you have a warrant. And you got to show up in front of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court and prove that you are entitled to that warrant. But we're not talking about that here. But here again, in D.C., it seems like whoever has that you have this phenomenon of competing narratives. And I read a long time ago that whoever has the best narrative wins in the debates here in Washington, D.C., whether or not they're based on facts. Another issue that's come up, and let me just ask, and I mean this with all due respect, you have an incredible record, but you are not a lawyer by training, are you, sir?
No, Senator, I'm not.
You're unburdened by that credential. So that's why you're going to be talking to your lawyers before you make any decision. But there's also this false narrative that lawfully collected intelligence, that somehow you ought to be able to have to go out and get a search warrant in order to search what you've already lawfully collected. And of course, intelligence is prospective, law enforcement is retrospective, based on trying to solve a crime. But do you have are you prepared today, or would you like to give it some thought, and maybe we can engage further on whether or not a warrant should be required to query lawfully collected intelligence?
Yeah, Senator, that's certainly something I'd like to take a deeper look at.
Thank you. My time's up. Thank you.